You are listening to Guillotines and Guitar, your southern infusion of everything rock and horror, served over lavish libations. Here are your hosts, Carol Gainey, Scott Barfield, and Chris Hicks. Enjoy.
And welcome to the second cut of Guillotines and Guitars, which is what, Scott?
This is your southern infusion for everything rock and horror, served over lavish libations.
And I love the libations part.
Yes, he
I
does.
know, we all do.
We all
Woo-wee.
like the libation.
And we love the Christian every show.
Christen.
Christen.
That's what I meant to say, Scott.
I know,
Christen.
but you didn't say that.
You know, like you, Christen.
Well,
Christen.
What we got
Christen.
here? What we got here tonight?
Well, Chris, you're the one who handles our shot, so you tell us what we.
Well, me and Scott's got we wanted to switch it up. We got Crown Royal Peach.
Yep.
That's what we
Oh.
got. Crown Royal Peach.
And Carol is doing the fireball.
the
shot.
original, the lane, the everybody does it all.
Somebody's got to do
out
it
of
all.
his cute little
yeah,
cup there.
I don't
cute
know
little
what
cup.
the hell
Carol,
that
show
is.
that to the
Servant.
camera so everybody can see what you're.
the cute little cup.
It's what the hell that is.
Southern hospitality.
Good.
All right, here we go.
Here we go,
Ready
everybody.
to a good show.
To a good show. That's smooth.
That is.
That
That's real
is
smooth.
real smooth. That
That's
Crown
smooth
Peach, you
going
can't get no
down.
better
Yeah.
than that. Can't get no better. Oh, we was drinking old Crown Peach at the Gardner Plantation last night. Crown Peach all night long. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get drunk, did you?
Me? No. Not at all.
Well, I'm glad sobriety is a big part of your life.
So, cut two, we got some sponsors to thank for us. What we got, Carol?
So we got Shane's Tire for anything you need in tires. If you need tires, call Shane.
Call
They do.
Shane. It is worth the call.
It is worth the
He
call.
will come to your house. and tow
They
you.
got state-of-the-art equipment. He'll tow you. They do mechanic work. And if he can't do what you need to be doing, he will recommend someone that he trusts, that you know that you can trust to have a job well done.
And he's got a future Facebook coming up. It's called Pay Up Sucker.
Pay up, sucker. Yep, he does.
Shane's a
But
good dude, though.
He really is.
He is. Shane's a real
He knows
good
his
dude.
tires, and like his commercial is, or his advertisements is, call Shane. It's worth the call, and it is.
Yep, and so our other sponsors we have tonight, we got Gainey's Grading and Clear, which everybody knows Daryl Gainey, my brother. He's one of the sponsors on the show.
Does good
You-
work. Does good work.
If you need,
Also a good dude.
Yeah.
Very, very good dude. He,
Very good guy.
if you need some clearing done, if you need your driveway tended to, you need some dirt, give Daryl a call.
He looks like you.
He does a little bit.
that's probably because
is
they're
it the
twins.
libations talking, or is it just
It-
you?
it
All look
probably
like-
Well,
is.
that's probably because they're twins.
And that could be part of it too. He is a lucky guy, I tell you.
Oh,
And we got Mike's grading and clearing.
Yep, Brock's Grading and
Yep,
Clearing.
Brock's.
yep. He's the only dirt pit in Pine Ridge. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Pine
Pine Ridge is a small place.
he's
He
built
put us on the map
He
with
did.
the mining.
Yep, he built an impressive business. About anywhere you look, you see Brock signs. He does a lot of
I
work
got
all
one in
over
my
the
yard
county.
without permission
Did you?
because I live on his land, so
Well, well, you might have a sign on your yard. Then. But Brock's, you'll see him everywhere. You see his signs. You see his silk fence up. He does a lot of big jobs, and
he's a good fella too.
He
Great
does
guy.
He is OCD when it comes to
Yep, he
having
is. He's good.
jobs
He's-
He's
done the way
involved
they're
in a
supposed
lot
to
of charities, and he does a lot of good work throughout the community.
be. That he does. So
Very good. So, what we're going to do tonight, Chris, are we starting with guillotines or guitars? You let me know what you want to start with.
You got a quarter? I'm gonna make this interesting. Do you got anybody got a quarter in their
yeah,
pocket?
let's flip.
I want to flip for it.
You going to flip?
Let's
All right,
flip.
we'll flip. We do have some guillotines and guitars coins coming up.
Yes, we do. Thanks to Shane's.
Yep. And we don't have them yet, but we will have them. So we're going to let Chris flip this coin and see exactly where we're starting. Whether it's going to be guillotines or guitars.
Heads is guillotines, tails is guitars. Let's see what we got. And it's tails. It's guitars.
So guitars. So we're
Guitars
starting with
again
guitars
tonight.
first.
Ooh, I wasn't prepared for. I was ready for the movie segment. I need to.
Okay. So what we're
Are
doing.
you really going to take your quarterback?
I am. I'm going to save it for the next time. I need
God
that
almighty.
quarter.
Worse than Scott.
I'll tell you.
He's
All
talking
right.
about these
I'm
$7
self-employed.
T-balls over here, and you.
Don't get me started on the fucking cheese balls. I'm sitting here looking where I can see the price tag on it. It's $7
He's been
for
talking about this for 2 hours.
I have been
He is very upset.
$7 for a damn
Hey,
plastic container of cheese balls.
But they don't taste like cotton
William-
balls like
William-
the stale
No,
last week.
but it drives me crazy because those things should be about fucking $2.50.
anything drives you crazy. You complain about a $6 battery that you gave to William 6 months ago, and
Yeah,
you wanted
and-
to write it off on your taxes.
and William never paid me back for it. So yes, I complain about that.
All right,
Scott is frugal.
I am frugal.
all right. So what? I'm guitars. What's the first subject here?
Okay, so we're going to talk about our first concert that we ever attended, and also our last concert. So we can run around the table and do our first. Everybody talks about their first, and then we can do our last, or we can go where it's
I think we
you
should
talk
do
about
the
your first and your last, and then move to the next person. It's however we want to do
Let's
it.
do the first, and then we'll. Go
Okay,
on to the
well,
last.
All right, Scott, you want to start this one off since Chris started the last one off?
All right, I can start this one off. All right, my first concert was 1985. So I was 9 years old. My dad took me and Ryan, which is my brother, to see Foreigner. Foreigner, and there was a band called Jaffria who opened up.
Never heard of them.
Well, most people haven't. Jaffria, actually, I still remember them today because the singer was all over the stage running around.
Joffrey.
No, it's Jaffria.
Jaffria.
But he was all over stage cutting flips, doing somersaults. I mean, he looked like he was a.
Sure, what Trey Davis?
It wasn't, but
Trail
anyway,
do some
they were the
somersaults,
opening
he's
band, but
entertaining.
Foreigner. I remember at the time, Foreigner had Agent Provocateur out. That was their album, which had "I Want to Know What Love Is," which was their only #1 single.
Can you sing a line for that?
I cannot because I do not sing. Because if I try to sing, I sound awful.
Chris, can you sing a line of that?
Chris probably can.
What,
and
they were
he
born
will
in-
sound awful, but Chris don't care. He don't mind singing and sounding awful.
I could sound awful. I think I sound good.
Well, and that's
But
all that matters.
but anyway, and here's a fun little fact with Foreigner. Their first 4 albums they put out, every one of them sold at least 5 million copies.
That's great.
Every one of them.
Their first 4 albums they put out, their first album, their second album, third album, fourth album, every one of them sold at least 5 million copies.
No,
That
that's,
makes you
that's,
think,
that's
why
pretty
wouldn't they
good.
be part of the Big Four?
What? Because the Big Four. You talking about with Metallica? Because they wasn't a thrash metal band. They're a rock band. It's Foreigner. They had Hot Blooded.
Hot blooded.
Yeah, they had I Want to Know What Love Is, which was their only #1 single. But I mean, they wasn't a band to be paired up with Metallica.
No.
Well, I'm just saying what you just said. They what was 5 million records?
Each album they put out, the first 4 albums they put out, each one of them sold over 5 million copies.
That's impressive.
There was a
It
lot
is
of Foreigner
impressive.
fans. I mean, you figure in '85, Scott and Ryan become Foreigner fans. I
Yeah,
mean,
and I did. I became a Foreigner fan because my dad took us to that concert, and I watched them. And I heard, I don't know what love is, which
Is
was
this love?
no, that's Whitesnake.
What? Oh,
I want to know what.
hey, we can
There you
edit
go.
that out later.
But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I think my dad took us to the concert, and my dad might have liked Foreigner because Foreigner was a band from the '70s, but this was 1985, and so this was my first concert that I went to.
I was 2 years old.
And I was 9 years old. So, it's my first concert and watching the band, and this is where I started getting into music. Like I was, okay, I like what these people are doing. I like this stuff, and that's what I did. But I mean, getting back to the opening band was Jafria. Like I said. And I know there's probably not many people who know that band, and I don't remember one song they did. The only thing I can remember is the singer. He was all over the stage, back and forth, cutting flips, doing somersaults.
He was on that booger sugar.
Well, he probably was, but that's what I remember. And to this day, I can still picture him. I can't remember the songs. I don't know what they sounded like from the band Jafria, but
It's Joffrey.
No, it's Jafria.
From now on, it's Joffrey.
But I can remember him cutting flips and doing all kind of little somersaults and everything. And I'm like, this guy's all over the place,
I bet it was exciting for you, though.
Well, it was exciting.
If I
But not enough for you to
If I
listen
seen
to
that
his
shit,
music.
I'm like, I got. To
Well,
stay,
no, I mean,
I got to stay for
think,
more.
I think me and Ryan actually bought the CD for Jafria. I think we had it, and I think we listened to it. But I mean, like I say, I don't remember any of the songs or how they go. But I can still remember him on the stage, us sitting there watching him cutting flips, doing somersaults, moving around the stage. He was entertaining.
Yeah.
Enough to this happened in 1985. Here it is, 2023. I still remember that. I don't remember the songs they were playing, but I remember him doing that. So I mean, it was impressionable because
So-
I can still see that in my mind. I can reflect back and see him doing all this stuff, and it's like.
So did you and Ryan go home and try to cut somersaults or anything?
I think we probably did.
Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah, probably.
I think we were jumping off of couches. I mean, we were. I remember. I think before I had a guitar, before I got my mom to buy me a guitar, I made a guitar out of a piece of wood and something that I cut in the shape of a guitar, and I can remember jumping up on the couch, doing the
playing that.
yeah, playing it and playing along to music.
Yeah.
Jumping off the couch onto the floor, like doing like, you
Like
see your
Jafria.
favorite bands doing.
Yeah.
I did that. So I mean, yeah. So I mean,
So it was
all this
impressionable.
stuff was,
It created the bass player that you are today.
yeah, it was impressionable, and it.
Well, you damn sure don't do it on stage now.
Well, I know that, but
But he liked seeing it.
I would
Yeah.
love to see all this.
And when he was 9 and 10 years old, he tried it and it wasn't working out for him, so he figured out where he needed to be on stage.
That's impressive. That's pretty damn impressive.
That is
yeah. So that
impressive.
was 1985. That was a long time ago.
That was your
And
first
it was Foreigner. But one thing about Foreigner I did want to mention is the way they came up with their name. Do you know?
I am curious.
I do
don't
not know, but I am curious also.
Foreigner, it sounds sexual.
It's not sexual.
It does.
The Chris
It's
is
a
sexual.
foreigner, like a
The
foreigner,
first
like
thing-
somebody who was not from this
I
country.
think a foreign object.
Well, yeah,
Well,
a
that'd
foreign
be
object.
sexual.
It's something not from this country.
Up your ass. Foreign object.
Hey, watch your language.
Is this PG-13?
But
No, but we
they
close.
came up with the name Foreigner. Mick Jones, who's the guitarist for Foreigner, is British. He's from Britain. him and I think 2 or 3 other members were from Britain. They went to the United States. They met up with Lou Graham, who was a singer for Foreigner. He's American, and he had a couple guys with him who are Americans, and so it was you had these 3 British guys and then these 3 American guys who all met at a pub somewhere, and Mick Jones, the guitarist, was like, we're foreign to each other because we're all from Britain, and y'all from America. Why don't we call the name of the band Foreigner? And so that's what they did, and it stuck. And so that's how they came up with the name.
You have nothing else to do with your life but to do research, because who the hell knows that shit?
Well, it was impressionable
Well,
from
it's
1985.
I think it's cool. I mean, it's some.
Oh, it's cool. I just didn't know the shit happened.
Well, I know, and that's what I try and do is try and when I hear a band, I try and find out everything I can about the band.
He's trying to outdo us.
No, not outdo
He is
you.
outdoing us.
I'm just trying to. I like to do some research and find out about the bands that I like, which I do about every band that I like. I watch stuff on them and all. So.
Not to make your head bigger than what it is right now, but that is impressive.
Well, thank you.
So
I
did you
don't take it as a compliment.
So did you research all that stuff, or did Ryan tell you all that?
I researched all that stuff.
Okay.
In the tractor,
but
as
I'm
he was plowing fields.
Did you do it during work hours?
I did not. I did not.
I understand.
I
You did
have
not.
done a lot of research, in a tractor. Riding fields, doing stuff. I mean,
Like, I don't even want to talk about mine. My shit's gonna be boring as hell.
but no, I could tell you that Ryan probably knows a lot more about Foreigner than I do.
But that
just
was
because
very informational, and I seriously just learned some stuff right now. So that was great.
Will
Hey.
you remember it next week?
our show is that's what we want is entertainment and
Infusion.
educational. I mean, that's what we do.
You did a good job on that one, dude.
I
did,
appreciate
he
it.
did.
Fist
Props,
bump. There we go.
props.
Fist bump.
All right, Chris. So what is
Oh, hell
your
no.
first
Hey,
concert?
hold. Let's go counterclockwise.
Okay,
we're going
counterclockwise. We'll go to Carol. First concert,
So
Carol.
my first concert would have been about 17 years old, and it would have been Pantera in Skid Row, which I really liked it. I ended up seeing them at least twice, if not 3 times, and you and Ryan were both
Yep,
involved
we were
in
both
that.
there with
And
you. So.
even at one of the concerts, I don't know if you remember Dimebag Darrell. He was up on the stage wanting me and Ryan to get up and headbang, and he was kind of cussing at us and not giving the thumbs up and just smile, But
Did you have
they
long
were
hair
all-
back then?
I remember that.
You have
Huh?
long hair back then?
I did. Yeah, did he?
Did you?
Did I? Yeah, I probably had some kind of long hair back then, as long as I could get it to grow
Oh,
at the
man,
time.
I can't imagine you with long hair.
Yeah, I just shaved it up the sides and kept it long.
Did
I
you
got
do it
some
like an
pictures somewhere.
undershave type
Yeah, I
deal?
did the undershave because if not, it'd get too. It'd be a little too whacked out. So I had to try to tame it. keep it
Before we
full.
started this show, you brought that up to me about that was your first concert, and
Yeah.
I was like, "So your first concert was when you were 17?" Just because
Yeah.
I've been going
Oh.
to concerts since I was a little kid,
Yeah,
which I mean, and I just assumed everybody else does the same thing, but I mean,
yeah.
so I was like, "Really, 17 is your
Oh
first
yeah,
concert?"
yeah. Because see, like your dad, like he carried you to your first
Yeah.
concert. My dad, if he could carry me anywhere, it'd be to work to make him some money, and that's what he wanted to do because he was a tight ass. He didn't want to take you nowhere. He wanted you to go. He wanted you to go to
let's
work.
keep
and
it
that was
civil.
about-
Your
Dig
dad,
that hole,
might,
boy.
your dad might be listening
And
to this.
he
so
can
let's-
listen because I'm speaking the truth, and he can listen. So he wanted to teach us how to swing a hammer and work for a living.
Yeah.
So he didn't really care about going to concerts or nothing like that. If he wasn't making money, he thought that was a
I
waste
hear
of
you.
time.
And what year was that you went to your first?
I was 17 years old, so that'd have been about 91.
91 or 92.
Yep, maybe 92.
So and it
probably.
was Skid Row and Pantera.
Do you remember where it was?
We went and seen them several places. I think we seen them in Greenville one time.
Yeah.
And I think we seen them in Charlotte one time. And I was wondering if we ended up seeing them 3 times. But
We did. see 'em.
Columbia, no.
Yeah, Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia.
It was at Columbia at
Williams, was it at Williams-Brice Stadium?
No, it wasn't Williams-Brice
No,
Stadium.
we
It
seen,
wasn't playing
Guns N'
stadiums,
Roses
but it
there.
was yeah. It was I can't remember the name of that. place. It was a small. It wasn't a coliseum, but it was like a civic center.
Were we
type
driving
place.
the Taurus back then?
The Ford Taurus?
Yeah,
I think we were.
I think we were in the Ford Taurus. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Scott started driving us to school before Scott even had a driver's license.
Yeah, my mom gave me the Ford Taurus, and I was driving, and we went everywhere
Many
in that
places.
place.
Many places.
I bet that
But she
was
might
fun
listen to this,
times
so
out
we
there.
might better not talk about too many
I'm
places
sure
we
she
went.
knows about everything that
Oh,
happened.
yeah. She knows a lot about us, more than she wants to.
Yeah, she actually caught me and Jason in the Ford
remember that.
Taurus. One night we went out and drank. We took the Ford Taurus out, and when we come back, we went out somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but when we come back, I had the bright idea when we were going to turn into the driveway. I was like, my mom's bedroom is right by the road, so what I'm gonna do is cut the car off, and we'll coast in, so she won't hear us. And I cut the car off, cut the lights off. We coasted into the driveway. We got the driveway. We got out. It was me and Jason, and we were drunk because we went out and were drinking. You know, and this was my mom's car at the time, you know, but we took it out. We were walked up to the bedroom door, opened it up, and, you know, we were both whispering back and forth to each other like, we got to be quiet, you know, so we don't wake my mom up. Which it was probably more like
loud.
It's probably like
We
we got to
got-
be quiet so we don't wake my mom up. But if we walked in the door, and there's my mom standing there, she was like, "Where have y'all been?" And we were like, "Well, we just went out." And she's like, "What have y'all been doing?" We were like, We just went out to get some, you know, some Mountain Dew." She was like, "Y'all smell like a brewery." And I think I was on a restriction from that night, and she allowed Jason to stay that night just because it was 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
But she said, you know, when morning comes, he is going home. He will not be over here anymore. And I mean, it was,
And you
Poor
were on
Jason.
restriction forever.
and which I stayed on restriction.
I don't know
just
how
about.
she put up with all the stuff she put up with
I
us
don't
with
either.
over the years.
But anyway, that was getting off topic like we usually do.
It gets fun when
All right.
It does get fun.
But I want to talk about them
Chris.
$7 Cheetos right there.
Hey, have some. They don't
Yeah,
taste
hold
like
on,
cotton balls. this
don't
much.
say that anymore because I keep turn that thing around. I don't
Turn
want to
that
see
toward him.
I don't want to
Turn
see
that
the
toward
price
him.
tag on it.
Turn it to
It's killing- it's killing.
$7.
It is. It's killing me because I don't want to see the price tag on it because I'm like $7 for a doggone
He's killing me up here.
It'll be all right.
Plastic
It's the flavor, man.
case of
It's the
cheese balls. It ain't even a name brand. Look at what's the name brand?
flavor. I don't know.
Hers.
Hers is a name brand.
No, what kind of name brand is that?
my
You
God.
ever
Yeah,
bought any
Hers.
other food
Yeah, no.
from Hers name brand?
So normally I get the bigger jugs or whatever, but
Yeah,
Chris
it's
was
not
in
even
dire
Nabisco
need.
or something. I
No,
mean,
but
it's a
Chris was in dire need, man. I just
Hey, no, don't you blame us on
No,
that.
I mean,
I'm
think
serious. Turn the thing around. I don't want to see. I don't even want
Let
to see
it-
the
let
label
it look
anymore.
at
Hey, show them the nutrition facts side.
No, I don't want to see the nutrition facts. I want to turn it. There you go. I don't even want to see it.
it's 150
Guess how many
calories.
balls is in there,
Serving
Scott?
size 1 ounce, about 48 pieces.
I swear.
Oh my God!
I'm
dying.
glad you turned around because I saw $7. I was like, for that thing, $7. I was like, my God,
What's the world coming to?
That's-
Chris, how about
It
you?
is.
What is your first concert?
Well,
first concert,
well,
Chris.
Mine's. I have been to a first concert in my life, but I
Well,
was
we
too
all
young
have.
to remember. Y'all remember Farm Aid?
Yeah.
When all that stuff happened, I think what was it, 90 or 89? Was it 89 or something?
Actually, I think the first Farm Aid happened in the early '80s. But I mean, Farm Aid
Well,
went
it
on for
came
a couple
here-
years.
It came here, and it was actually if I'm not mistaken, at Williams-Brice Stadium, and it was Hootie and the Blowfish,
Yeah, I think
and it was a
that
couple
different-
other bands. But my parents took me to this, but I don't remember it. I remember, they telling me they took me to it. That was my first concert, and the story went that Darius Rucker was so drunk that he came out on stage and he performed poorly, and they ended up cutting their show
Like
in
short.
half. Yeah. And, then there was a couple of more bands there that night, but I can't remember. But technically, that was my first concert.
Yeah. But the one you remember.
The one in actuality, and I'm ashamed to admit this.
You don't
I'm a
gotta be-
musician, and I just don't go to concerts. But my very first concert, I remember, my wife took me there, Kimberly, and it was back in 2018, and it was at the Beaver Bar. They had POD, Buck Cherry,
Damn.
Alien Ant Farm, and Lit.
Now that'd have been a
Four
good show.
of my favorite bands ever. And I saw them all that day.
That was a good
That
show.
was my first concert that I remember.
Did you sit out there for 5 hours after everybody was gone?
Check this out, dude.
And
This
that
is
was
the thing.
2018.
2018 at the Beaver Bar. And
That was your first
So
concert.
you said check this out. So
my first concert I remember.
Well, I mean, I thought that you saw
no.
Grind back in the day, and you.
Oh,
Were,
no,
here
yeah,
we
yeah.
go, it
He
is.
forgot about Grind.
God.
no, I'm kidding.
He forgot about the boot you put up
I
against
forgot
his
about
forehead.
the damn famous people I saw at Gardner's Bar in Hartsfield.
So you said check this out because I said you stay there for 5 hours after everyone left. So when you say check this out, what you getting ready to tell us?
I just told you.
You just told us.
What do you mean? Check this out.
Scott was talking about Grind. Yeah, because when I said you stay there for 5 hours after the concert was over, you was like, oh, check this out. And then Scott interrupted. Sorry about
Don't
it.
worry about that. Check.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
So now I'm going to be curious
Now,
about
hey,
right after the show.
You know a curious little fact. Lit.
A fun fact, or
It's
not a curious
a
fact.
Wait, no, it's,
This is a
or it's a
curious
fun
fact.
fact.
You
It's
can
a
change it up to
curious
curious.
fact.
I kind of like the curious fact.
Well, it
Let's
is.
do-
It's
On this
curious.
show, it's going to be a curious fact.
Do you know the band? You know what Lit? What their name was before it was Lit?
I don't.
It would surprise you. It would shock you.
Tit.
No,
Yes.
their name was Stain.
Shits. Stained.
Hold on.
Now that was before
you
Stained
just
come
caused all kind of questions here.
No, I saw an interview with Aaron Lewis from Stained, John Daly, the golfer, and somebody else, and they were talking about all kind of different things, and Aaron Lewis actually brought up the whole thing, how they became Stained. He said actually the band Lit was called Stained before they were Lit, but the guy who owned the name Stained, Lit didn't want to pay the money
to get
to
the name.
get the name. So they changed their name to Lit. And actually, one of the members in Lit has a Stained tattoo. That Aaron Lewis said he still jokes with the guy today because
He's
you
got
you
that
got a
tattoo.
Stained tattoo. And the name of
appreciate
your
that,
band
brother.
is Lit.
Yeah.
Well, did
But so
Aaron
Aaron Lewis
Lewis
said, they bought the name, and so Lit was actually Stained
That
before
is
Stained
crazy.
was.
I wonder how
Oh, I
you
thought
do-
it was crazy too.
How the hell you know all this shit?
I was watching an interview with Aaron Lewis and John Daly, the golfer, and I was sitting there thinking, watching the interview, I was like, this is a weird interview because what the hell is
John
Aaron
Daly.
Lewis and John Daly doing together?
Party.
Yeah, and they were at a bar, and
See, party.
somebody else just asked him questions, and Aaron Lewis he came out with that, and he was just like, "Yep, Lit used to be Stained."
You know, and most
Back in
people,
the day.
most time you want to try to come up with a good name for your band, you wouldn't even think that that people would get out and buy names for bands or whatever. But I guess
They do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
happens
guess
all the
they
time.
They do.
It's I
like
mean,
buying songs. I
yeah.
guess
and it's the same thing with websites.
maybe
or,
we need to come up with band names.
and start because I don't think it don't cost much to copyright them like through like a website or something.
Yeah,
Just like you have not trying to get political, but like you have Donald Trump. Donald Trump's website is the real Donald Trump. He had to use the real Donald Trump because somebody bought DonaldTrump.com.
so he had to use the real.
He
Donald
had to go and put the real DonaldTrump.com. Because somebody had bought that and licensed it, and if he would have wanted to use that, he would have had to pay that person whatever they wanted.
That's
So-
crazy.
Well, it is, but I mean, naming websites is there's people out there every day who
So
just think of names and they buy up these websites, and
yeah.
because I think what it costs to do one.
Well,
10,
yeah.
$10, $12
I mean,
or
that's
something
it's
to
not
get a
that
domain
much.
or something.
Yeah,
It's not much.
you lock it down and go
and then you
to
own
that
it, and
or
so
whoever
if
else.
if somebody comes up and wants
If
that,
they want it, like
then you can basically, I guess, set your price what you want to sell.
yeah,
it to 'em
because
for.
if people that were big into computers, like they knew AT&T was going to want AT&T and different stuff like
could
that. But
go and buy it up. And,
Yeah. because I think people actually trademark band names because I think it's a trademark versus a copyright for band names.
something like that. I'm not sure,
But-
but I mean I know there's
Yeah, and you
There's
would.
some type of
Yeah, I mean,
legal
like
stuff
like
going
them buying a band name. I mean,
Yeah.
like I wonder what they paid for it, and how much the guy did he say? Well, I'll take $57 for it, or did he say I'll take $57,000 for it?
mm-hmm.
So, well, that was interesting, Chris.
It was because Scott's just keep
Scott
teaching
is
us lessons
full
all
of
this damn
information.
episode.
He is a
He's just
walking
teaching us lessons.
encyclopedia.
I try and
He's
try
what
and-
you call an overachiever.
well,
He
I
is.
try and
He
teach
tries and
people
makes the rest of us
information.
look
You know
bad.
what?
Which
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
turn this damn
and
box of cheese balls around.
Turn 'em
$7.
around.
Don't
Turn 'em
turn it
around.
back around.
$7.
Take it back. I don't want to see it. But you know what? While we're talking about concerts, I just thought about
Couldn't
something.
even lavish on my concert. You just took
I
out. I want to
do
just
you know
tell
who
you
the-
how much fun I had
Do you know who the
on
first?
who I saw.
Okay, well, the floor is yours, Chris. Go ahead, tell us.
Can I have the floor?
You can.
All right.
I do want to talk about this one thing.
Damn it.
I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go.
But so I saw Lit, I saw Buck Cherry, I saw POD, and listen, nobody sees Alien Ant Farm.
Nobody.
Never. Have you ever seen?
I
Alien Ant
have seen Alien Ant Farm.
Farm? Nobody's talking
And
to you.
I-
Nobody's talking to you. I was talking to
I thought
Carol.
they were great.
I have not seen Alien.
I saw them. I
Thank
saw them when they just released their Michael Jackson cover of Smooth Criminal
Where'd you see him at?
at the House of Blues.
God, I hate you. You
He
know
owns
everything.
stock in the House of Blues. He's got VIP.
I don't know everything, but
Well, I saw Alien Ant Farm, and it was like, it was just like that. What you just said. I
they,
was
they
like,
were good, wasn't they?
What it
They
was-
were entertaining.
I tell you what, though. I tell you this. Buck Cherry should not even been nowhere near them bands.
They were that much better. Or
They were that much
Much worse.
worse. I mean,
You think so?
that was good. They was good. They was Buck Cherry,
I've seen Buck Cherry.
but
was you all shook up
I
again?
honestly think POD should have headlined that show. It should have been. It should have been.
Well, are you a big Buck Cherry fan or are you a big POD fan?
I'm a
Sounds
big
like
POD
POD.
fan.
Okay, well,
but I'm a big.
that's why. See, because I've seen Buck Cherry 4 times.
Good
Every time
night.
I've seen them, they put on a great show. But I mean,
Was you all shook up again?
no, I'd had a few
You love that
libations.
cocaine?
you know,
You love
I
that
guarantee
cocaine?
it. You
You
had a
love
few
that cocaine?
libations.
No. I'm probably gonna have my daughter
I was
listen to this.
putting-
So we
I
need
was-
to come up with a drink called cocaine, a liqueur or whatever called cocaine.
Cocaine
and,
Barfield instead of cocaine.
Get your legal cocaine.
Was it Bear Cocaine? Was it Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine Bear, the movie.
Yeah, the movie that's out now.
I thought that was something totally
Cocaine
different.
Barfield.
I thought that movie was something
Cocaine
totally
Barfield.
different than when I actually saw.
You saw the movie.
He
No,
does not
I saw the
freebase.
preview,
Right.
and it's actually a bear that is doing cocaine.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Very simple.
I know, but I was like, I thought the meaning was going to be something deeper. It's going to be like a different type of movie. And then when I saw the commercial, I was like,
He's really
what
doing
the
cocaine.
Hell yeah, it's a bear that does cocaine. I was like, you kidding me?
I hope he's not freebasing. I will not freebase cocaine.
Apparently that's what it is. But I mean, I hadn't seen the movie, but
But you planning on it.
no, I don't plan on seeing it.
But anyway, I
It
think
didn't pique my interest.
whatever your opinion is, don't mean shit to me right now because I'm telling the show that I saw.
No, well, that's fine, but I mean, we don't have to get aggressive. I mean,
I wasn't getting aggressive. I'm not Cocaine Bear right now.
I'm just saying, I like Buck Cherry, and every time I saw him, I thought they'd put on a good show.
Wah, wah, wah. I wish I had one of them pads that goes,
Yeah, well, you don't. So all right, go ahead. Anyway, POD was a lot better than the
I
rest
think
of
the
them.
whole lineup was wrong. I really do. Like, everybody was great. Like, Lit. You know what song they started out with?
I do
American
not.
Girl by damn Tom Petty. And
Yeah.
they freaking, they kicked us in the teeth. I was like, I finished 2 beers in a minute. I was like, whoa! I was like, God almighty, this is great. Y'all are awesome, And then, followed by, oh God, not even Alien Ant Farm. They started off with movies. You know the song movies.
Yeah, I remember. Cool song. Yeah.
Do I need to keep going?
No, I know the song.
Keep
But
going.
anyway, they were so. I mean, I was like floored because that was my childhood band. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe
hmm
I'm here seeing these. And Alien Ant Farm finished their set, and everything was wonderful. Like my adrenaline, I could have. That biker behind me, I could have kicked him and his
You
25
could
brothers'
have ripped
ass.
his head off.
Yes, I was kicked all their asses. So then POD got off. Oh my! They ripped everybody's heads off. They started off with Southtown. Oh my God!
Oh yeah, I remember Southtown. That was one of the first
Southtown,
songs.
baby, the kid don't play. And I'm a reserved person in a concert because
No, the hell you ain't. The hell? God,
I'm a reserved. But I was
what, tell that lie
listen,
again. You what?
I was all about crowd. I was everything but crowd surfing doing that song. I was about to get on top of the rail and do some crazy stuff, but my point is all this adrenaline building up, all
So
this
they
great
had you.
bands, and then Buck Cherry gets up, and I'm excited. I'm like, Buck Cherry, yes. They started off with 2 slow songs.
What
off.
song did they start off with?
I'm sorry, I'm bad. I'm sorry, I'm blue. Whatever.
No, did he?
They started
Sorry?
off with yes. And
See that
They
to
wanted
me that seems I don't.
well, they did. That's what
That's
they
what
started,
they started
off
out
with.
with.
Calm you
And
down.
Because usually, I mean, Buck Cherry starts out with
It
something
was a
that's
beautiful light show.
Well, I mean,
They might have
usually
thought
they
you were
start with
getting too
something
crazy.
that's like a banger. They start off with something that hits
Well, I'll tell you
hard.
this: the first 2 songs, I went to pee in a toilet this time. So
Well, that's
I went to pee.
surprising.
And I got some beers. I came back and
But I
Right.
mean, getting past the 2 slow songs, I mean, you didn't like it even when they
Well,
picked
it
up
was-
and
it was. Just think about this whole concert. These 4 bands.
you saw all
Everything was get
everything
kicked
was
in the
getting-
damn
yeah,
teeth. You
getting
get
hit
kicked
in the
damn
face.
teeth. Yeah,
and then Buck Cherry come out and started out
with the harps
yeah,
and
yeah,
cellos. And
yeah. And I'm like, what, who did this set list? Why would you? You should have started. I'm all lit up again. That's what you started off with.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what
I mean,
you should
that's
have.
surprising though, because I mean,
It was.
like I said, I've seen Buck Cherry 4 or 5 times, and every time I saw them, they were fucking
They probably
Great.
seen Chris was getting too wild and had to do something. They was
They-
like,
they
we
were
got
trying to mellow it
hey,
out
we
for
got
you.
to
So
calm
here's a
that guy
fun
down
fact,
right there.
or a fun, what'd you say?
A curious
A
fact.
curious
Fact.
fact for you. So there was this slimy ass biker behind me.
Watch your language.
Well, he's slimy ass. That's what he's gonna be.
Yeah, but watch your language. Too.
And his armpits like reached because every band was like dishing out set lists, right? So from
Did he rub his armpit on you?
check this out now.
Oh, my God.
So
was it on your face?
It's coming.
Did he have
It's
it
coming.
up?
what?
Did he have it up jumping and his
there no
armpit
right
got
guard?
on your face
Well, the first band.
close to some of the
Close.
armpit
And-
sweat
and
got
this-
in your
this is
mouth?
the
Is
type-
that what happened? Is that
this
what
is
you
the-
trying to tell us?
This is that biker. He's got the goatee. He ain't got no. He just got his cut on. You know, he's got the tattoos on his. You know, looking like a badass biker.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna mess with this guy, right? So you know, Lit comes on. He gets the set list because the guy gets. Then Alien Ant Farms, and I'm reaching out. He like moves me and a couple people out the way.
Yeah.
Just being a dickhead.
Hold on a minute. Let's go back to it's Alien Ant Farm,
What did I say?
not Alien Ant Farms. There's not multiple farms.
Are you
it-
really correcting me on the S?
Well, I mean,
Well, you
I
know
heard
what I
it.
mean.
I
Everybody
heard
on
it
this
like the
podcast-
first time you said it, and I was like, I let it slide, and then you said it again. I'm like, okay.
We got the damn grammar police, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry. I'm
he's
sorry,
out.
but I feel
and he's
like
writing tickets.
I feel like it needs to be corrected because it's like the second time
Well,
I heard you say that farms.
I feel very correct.
They don't have several farms. It's just one band. It's Alien
I need
Ant
to
Farm.
start calling you Scott Barfields. It's not.
Yeah, well, it's not
multiple-
Barfields. It's Barfield.
It's just one field.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Have you been calling me Scott Barfield?
I have.
Just say it how
Have
you
you?
want to,
Without
Chris.
you even noticing. I do it just to mess with you.
Well,
Scott Barfield. Just say it how you want to, Chris.
But anyway, get back to this slimy
I know.
ass
Anyway, I'm sorry.
biker
I'm sorry. I
dude.
shouldn't have.
So he's
I shouldn't have cut him, but
so check this out. I'm getting tired of it. Like, you know, the first two times I ain't gonna mess with this guy. He's crazy. You know, he's got tattoos all over. He's probably got his gang of buddies behind him. Now for the POD, excuse me. Let's back up.
Did he push his way in
For
front
the
of you?
lit, after lit got off, right? So I done had it in my mind. I said, I had enough of this shit. He's done rubbed his armpit
watch your
hairs.
language.
All
He's talk about the armpit. Come on now, let's
Scott
focus.
is
Focus.
killing me with the language.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it friendly for,
Podcasters.
young.
For our church that's going to be broadcasting this Sunday morning. I'm
Well,
sorry.
They might fucking be. I mean, we don't know.
Oh
Well, let's keep it.
He dropped the F-bomb.
Let's keep it. Let's keep the language.
All right, so this slimy biker dude, you know, for two bands, he's been rubbing his armpits all over, and I'm just done with it.
So you got all this
Like
sweat
Kimberly's
all,
looking 'cause
over you.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like Kimberly.
On your shoulder
I
or
said, Kimberly,
your face?
he
or
will
where,
not.
where is it?
I said, I don't care what happens. He will not get this next set list. He will not. So, Lit gets off stage, and here comes the bass player. He actually's got the set list they have. He's like, here, I feel him come. He's pushing the crowd. And I thrust my elbow, into his chest, and I move over to cut him off. And I reach out and grab the set list, right?
Yeah.
And I look behind me, he's just staring at me with this evil ass look. I'm like, dude, I'm tired of your slobber ass getting all over me. I got this set list and ain't nothing you gonna do about it. And I realized what I said to this dude. It was out of anger, but then I was like, okay, I just told this biker guy, and I call him a slimy guy. I'm about to get my ass.
I got
He
your
probably,
set
he probably
list.
got 20 people with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing happened. He just dissipates back into the crowd. And, you know, of course, I get a bit. You see that, Kimberly? I scared the shit out of that guy.
What's your language?
My little muscles, you know, my little vein popping out my eye. He was scared of that shit,
Yeah.
you know.
I got that set list.
And Kimberly's got that set list to this day.
That'd be good
Lit.
hanging on the
pretty
studio
cool.
wall.
And just think, they used to be stained.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is a fun fact for.
And one of the members of Lit has a tattoo of stained on their body.
Really?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
tell
but-
me that?
yeah. because the name used to be Stain, and Aaron Lewis says that, because he's friends with the guys, he said, I still joke with the guy today, like, you got a tattoo of my band's name on your body, and your band name is Lit, but you got Stain tattooed on your body.
So moving along, last concerts.
Last
concert you went
concert
to.
you've been to.
What's the last concert you've been to, Chris? Or is that?
I mean, technically, that was my last one. Because...
Okay.
No. Oh, no, it
Yeah.
wasn't. Nope. Kimberly took me to it. See, my wife,
You got to appreciate Kimberly. She takes you
my
out.
brother William, he hated me when I was younger. He didn't take me nowhere. Well, except where Daddy ordered him to take me with him. But he never took me to no concerts. So Kimberly, she took me to all the concerts. But my last concert, I don't want to mention it, but I want to say it's Breaking Benjamin at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
But it
That
wasn't.
would be a good one.
It was a Prince tribute band.
But
Hey.
was it a good show?
You remember we?
I remember you sending
Yeah.
me pictures.
Let me tell you something. It was called Purple by Fire, if I ain't mistaken. It was an ultimate Prince. These guys was like doing big shows in L.A. and
Oh yeah,
Everything.
I remember you sending me some video from it, and you
They
were like,
were-
"Yeah, these guys are fucking
and
are
actually
awesome."
the guitar. So went to House of Blues and saw. I'm gonna say it was what did I say it was?
It was
Purple Fire.
Purple Fire or something.
I'm gonna get some clarification. I ain't gonna say the name of it yet, but anyway,
Get their name right because you want
yeah.
people to be able to check
That-
them out. So you want
That was the most professional Prince tribute band. Well, that was my only Prince tribute band I ever saw.
Was it worth the show?
It was worth the freaking show.
Would you go?
I will
watch 'em
go
again?
back. I will go back.
a
Just
lot of
because
those
on
tribute
how
bands.
it was theatric because
They're
they
good.
did
a
the
lot of those tribute bands are
the guy
they are
that was the front
awesome.
man.
I mean,
The Prince.
Yeah, he was actually bald and he wore a wig.
well,
But
I mean, I think
his
most tribute
physique-
band people, I think, wear wigs.
His physique was the identical physique. His facial features was it was spot on. Swear, you would think it was Prince.
So you studied that much on it. So you were looking at his physique. You
Yeah.
were like,
Well,
this,
shit.
this guy is toned.
But they
He
started
is-
off with the
Kimberly,
song.
look at him.
Yeah, look at him. Is
let's
that
start-
what you
the
said?
hell- Yeah, I did say look at him.
He
Damn it.
sings and he works out.
Well,
He was like, this guy is toned. Look at his toned body.
he has a great.
You can see his
He
abs
has some
through
great
his shirt.
bone
Kind of
structure.
like shirts versus blouses.
Yeah.
He has
And he
some-
was probably like, I wish he was doing blouses instead of shirts.
But anyway,
pretty
it was
good.
at the House of Blues, and they put on a show. So what I was trying to get to when you started picking on me,
I'm kidding, man. Go ahead.
but the guitarist had the original guitar from the actual Prince band. That
He
Prince's guitarist,
He
Gave
bought the
him or
original
sold it?
guitars, or
he was actually giving it to him because they went worldwide or whatever, videos and stuff, and the guy was like,
is that what the guy said that this guitar was given to
Hey,
me
yes,
by,
yes.
or is that actually documented?
Purple Rain. That was the band. Purple Rain. Purple Rain was the Prince tribute band.
I got you.
Well, that would make sense because
Yeah,
Purple
Purple.
Rain was one of his biggest
One of the
songs.
songs,
I,
yeah.
but I don't know if it was
You said-
documentary,
you said
but
Purple.
on,
Fire.
Purple Fire song. And I was wondering, I was like,
well,
Purple Fire don't make sense for a
Well-
Prince
Fire.
tribute
Purple
band.
but the guy got on the stage, it was like talking about his guitar, and it was like, fun fact for you, this guitar was given to me. What is the
Curious fact.
What is the
Curious fact.
do we know the original guitar from Prince?
Can we use a lifeline? Phone a friend.
We need a lifeline, but I don't know his name. But he claimed, he was like, this guitar right here was given to me by him. So
Okay.
he was actually using the guitar that was doing live shows with Prince.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool.
But get back to the show. They started off with a "One Jug of Love, oh we oh. I think I wanna know you. No, yeah. You know, that's all right. That sounded pretty good, didn't it?
That was
Yeah,
good.
that sounds-
One more time.
But when I was like, I'm sold. I'm fucking sold. I'm like, man,
Watch your language.
this is the damn band right here. I mean,
Language, Chris.
They was
language.
doing the leg kicks and the damn side to side.
Make you want to get up and groove.
Hell, I wanted to get up there and do it with them. I'm like, y'all ain't doing it right. You know.
Let me in. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Language. Y'all.
Can we mute Scott?
Yeah, we need to get him a microphone.
I'm trying to keep
peace
trying to
and
keep-
serenity. Peace and serenity.
trying to keep this a family show.
So that sounds like a good show. I mean it.
But that was my last concert show that I've been to lately.
Yeah,
And I remember you sending me video.
and that's been
And
From
you
that.
wish you was there, wouldn't you?
He
I
does
did,
wish
actually.
he was.
I tried to invite
I
you
did.
and
I
Sierra.
told Sierra. I showed Sierra some of the video, and I was like, we should have went and seen this. It was at the House of Blues.
Exactly. Why couldn't y'all go?
He just didn't
We
want
had-
to.
You had to pick a potato.
We had our daughter.
Oh, he's getting
We-
all family lives. He
No,
had, he
no,
had
but
to pick some corn.
I can't leave my 5-year-old home alone by herself. I can't say, Skylar,
Should have been fine.
stay here.
Co-
She'd have been. I know she'd have been younger 4 when that happened. I couldn't say, Skylar, stay here.
What's
Here's
the
some
dog's name,
popcorn.
Coco?
Here's some pizza.
Oreo.
Oreo. Yeah, Oreo could have watched.
Oreo is here to protect you. Here's some pizza.
How do you
Here's
forget
some
Oreo when him having
water.
a book out?
I don't know.
We're going out for the night to Myrtle Beach. We will be back tomorrow. I couldn't do that.
What?
Well, you could have, but it's a good
My
thing.
kids
Good
turned out
parenting
all right.
skills that you didn't do that. So, moving along, Scott.
I think we'd have had DHS there at the house in the morning when we would come back.
DHS?
DSS.
Or DSS.
What the hell is DHS?
What is DHS?
I don't know.
Department of Health Service.
Yeah,
Well, they would have probably been there too.
Yeah.
Along with
DHS and
DSS. Yeah. Both of them would have been. A lot of people would have been there.
Mr. Barfield, can you tell us where you was at 9:30 last night?
I was watching Purple Rain.
Yeah. Or Purple Fire, which is what Chris told me the band's name was, but it wasn't.
All right, moving on. What was your...
All right. My last concert I went to was actually Carrie Underwood.
Oh, Carrie Underwood.
And
How
she
was
actually
that?
put on a good show. And she actually,
Did you pay more attention to her or her singing?
if more attention to her singing,
Okay.
because I'm not going to get into the visuals of everything because
Well, did she look good singing?
she did look good singing.
Well, good.
She looked very good singing.
Did she put on a good show?
She did put on a good show. She actually did Guns N' Roses Welcome to the Jungle.
Really?
Her and her band played that. They actually did a good job doing it.
You thought it was good?
I thought it was real good.
Yeah.
She she's a big Guns N' Roses fan.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, but and I didn't know that at the time. But when she talked a little bit about before they played the song, and she was like, we're gonna do a song, and she even brought up how she
Didn't like Axel too much.
no, she likes Axl.
Yeah.
She had actually sent him a message like 2 or 3 times about wanting to get up and do a song with him, and he never responded
What a dumbass.
to her. But she when they were finishing up their tour from 1 year, she said that and she was mentioning all this before they played the song.
Yeah.
At when we went to see her, and she said that they she had sent an email to Axl saying, I really want to get up and do a song with you with Guns N' Roses,
Roses, yeah.
and sing. And she said she thought that it would be like, she wasn't hearing any response or anything. He said that he actually emailed her back and said, I think that would be cool, come and do it. And she said it was at the end of one of her tours where she said, I'm supposed to be, my tour, I'm at the last show of our tour. I'm supposed to be going home to meet my family, to be with my family because I've been on the road for a couple months. She said, Guns N' Roses was playing the next night in Las Vegas.
And she went.
And she said, I told my band and everything, I was like, I know I need to be home with my family, but
Axel,
they
can get on stage.
They can wait another day. She's like, we're flying to Vegas to see Guns N' Roses. And she said, we went, and she said, I pay for tickets like everybody else does.
Yep.
She said, but of course, I had some privileges where I could get backstage.
Yeah.
And she said, and she went backstage and she met the band, and, Axel brought her up on stage and did Welcome to the Jungle, and I think did Paradise City too.
Yeah.
And she said it was like the highlight of her career.
Oh, yeah.
Like the best thing that ever happened to her.
When you hot.
And
rich.
actually, Axel had come out on her tour and sang, with her.
On one of her songs.
Yeah. After that all happened, but me and Sierra went there. I got the tickets for Sierra, for her birthday, I think, and we went. It was in North Carolina, and we saw, Carrie Underwood, which I'm not big on country or whatever, but I mean, I like Carrie Underwood. Her songs, I like it, and we were there, and we actually had, front row tickets.
You got
we were
front
on
row
the floor.
tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought the front row tickets.
I'm
They
surprised with
must
you
been
talking
on
about these
sale.
$7
They must
cheese
been on
balls.
sale, like buy one get one free.
I wish they were,
Did you
but
pirate,
they wouldn't.
Did you pirate those tickets, or did you buy them legit?
I bought them legit.
Oh man, how many days of sleep did you lose over that?
I didn't know. Actually, I didn't lose many days of sleep at all.
He probably bought
I was excited to
bought them
go.
off an auction.
I was excited to go, and when we went, we were right there front row.
Sierra, we
And-
got these tickets, but you can't eat for the rest of the night.
But we, I mean, when the show
No
started,
beers.
I mean, it was good show. She puts on a good show. Her band's good.
Yeah.
And then when they busted out Appetite for, busted out, Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah,
I was like,
you was at home then.
I was like, this is cool because the band did a good job doing it, and she did a good job singing it, you know. And I mean, you could tell she had a Guns N' Roses shirt on, I mean, she's like Cher. She does like 10 wardrobe changes during the whole show.
Now,
know
that
what I mean?
Cher concert we went to, that was
Yeah,
good.
she does stuff
Theatrical.
like that where it's like almost every song or every 2 or 3 songs she comes out with something different on, But when she come out there and when did the Guns N' Roses, she had the Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah.
She had the Appetite
leather.
for Destruction album cover where it was the cross with all of them skulls.
Yeah,
on it.
on the Chris.
But I mean, it was cool. I mean, it really was. They did a good job. and they
unexpected,
sounded
probably.
good.
Yeah, unexpected. That made
Well,
it
no,
even cooler.
no, because I mean, I knew Carrie Underwood
Wood done.
was a Guns N' Roses fan, and so I mean, I was kind of expecting something like maybe her doing something like that. And so when she did it, it wasn't that unexpected. But I mean, the way the band sounded, the band was on point. They had their chops.
Yeah, they
when
were.
They did it.
They play for a living, and you can tell it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
you can tell it.
Chris, you having
They know
another
their stuff.
libation there,
I'm
brother?
having another libation, so I just mixed it for me. For myself, not for y'all.
We
but for
should have got me
myself.
one when you. Well, I'm about half good. So, moving along. So, Chris talked about his last concert. Scott talked about his last concert.
And we noticed that Scott loves to talk about anything.
He
has
he talking about
very
Carrie Underwood. That's
informational
something to
about
talk about.
anything. He has the prices, when it was, how much it was.
Who
what
was
it made him feel
president that
like.
year?
Yes, when Kennedy was shot, who shot Kennedy? He had all that shit.
He is
What-
full of
watch your
knowledge.
language. Again,
So, my last
we don't need all this
profanity.
Yeah. Profanity everywhere. I mean, that's all you do, Chris. It
I mean,
seems
we
like
live in the
every
Bible
time it's
Belt.
always,
You realize we in the Bible Belt,
yeah.
correct?
It just seems like it's always just some
I feel
fucking
attacked.
thing that he's saying this.
I feel
That's-
attacked.
I'm not
Well, it ain't
attacking
the
you. I'm
first
just
time.
saying,
Well, shit, Scott. I'll
Okay,
watch my
well,
damn language.
I know what language.
Just
Please,
shut the hell
language.
up for a minute.
All right, watch your language. All right, Carol, your
So
last concert.
Pop Evil was my last concert.
Pop Evil.
I love
Yep.
Pop Evil. Holy shit, Scott.
Language.
we went to Charlotte. What's that? It's a smaller venue. Me and Travis and Jenny and
The Colonial.
Yes,
No,
you
it
went
wasn't.
with Trav.
I did.
Who drove?
Trav drove Jenny's car and she reprimanded
I
him a
got
few
12
times while we
Jennies.
were on the way. But
Well, that's good because y'all had a DD because Jenny usually don't drink much. So
no, she don't. I don't think
She
she.
usually
I
just
think she might have
lectures.
had one beer there or whatever.
it's always good to
I just
have a
sat in the
DD.
front passenger side and relaxed. But it was a good show, and it was at the golly, what's the name of that place? The Farm
in
Aid's
Charlotte?
popping in my head. Yeah, it was right there in Charlotte. But it's
I think I know what you're talking
the
about.
Fillmore.
might be Fillmore.
Fillmore. That's where we went to. But the thing is that it was a smaller venue, and they were a good bit of people there. But about anywhere you get, you was up close and personal with the band. And watching the first two bands, they were pretty good. But when when Pop Evil hit the stage, of course, the volume come up a little bit more.
yeah.
But now they
yeah.
they do put on a good show.
They do.
And,
I've seen Pop Evil.
yeah,
Pop
they-
Evil does good.
Yeah, they
Puts on
I-
a good band.
with the smaller venue. I mean, it was a better show for us, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I kind of like this small venues.
I do too. I mean,
It's
kind
more of
of
an
like a House of
in-your-face
Blues
crowd.
type
It is.
thing. It's you
Like
know,
if I was a big giant band, like you just said, House of Blues would be my spot. I'd play every House of Blues I could because it's right there.
It reminds me. I went and saw a band, Warrant.
It's a lot of okay, Warrant.
Yeah, Warrant. Do you know Warrant? Have you ever heard? You've heard of Warrant?
She's
They were
my
early
Jennifer.
'80s band.
I know. I'm just saying that was a long pause.
know who done Uncle
Well,
Tom's
yeah,
Cabin?
but I was watching Carol. Anyway,
Don't watch him. He's
I-
picking up his phone over there.
I went and saw-
Hey, Dobie's calling him.
me and Ryan and I think Tim Anderson went to see
Tim.
Warrant at which we've seen Warrant a couple times, but
Y'all got Uncle Tom's Cabin to watch?
no, this was actually at the After Deck in Myrtle Beach. Which
Really?
the After Deck isn't a place anymore.
It
But
wasn't
This was in 1995.
That was the
when-
gay dolphin.
And of course, no, but it was this is when grunge had already come in and kind of taken over like all your '80s bands, and Warrant used to be playing Coliseums, and then they went to playing like clubs, which is what they were playing when we went to see them at the After Deck.
There's more
in-
Chaser and stuff. by
in
the way,
in
too,
Myrtle
Chris.
Beach. But I remember me and Ryan went there, and it's a club, and they actually had a pretty big stage where it's like a 5-foot stage. The stage was like 5 foot off the ground. So when you're at the front of the stage, the band is up here. You're at feet level, and so I'm sitting there front row. And we're watching the show, and Eric Turner, one of the guitarists for Warrant, just opened a beer. He walks to the edge of the stage, and he takes like this, like joking.
You told me about this.
He does like this, like he's gonna pour it out, And I'm sitting there front, in the front stage. I'm like, opening my mouth. I'm like,
He,
pour
he's
it in my
got beer.
mouth.
Don't
What was your
yeah.
I was doing this.
Don't waste that beer.
And he kept joking. He was like doing this. He's playing the song, whatever they're playing, and he's holding the beer like that. And then he sees that I really want to drink the beer, and I'm underage. I'm not 21 at this time. This is 1995, so I'm under 21. And so he's like, keep in mind he's on the stage that's 5 feet off the ground, so he's like way up higher than I am. And he starts pouring the beer.
Pee on me. Pee on me.
He starts pouring the beer, and so I'm drinking it, and he's sitting there tripping out, laughing
That's awesome.
because he's
So
pouring
you
the
hear
beer.
You hear it over the microphone?
He's pouring the beer. I'm sitting there drinking it, guzzling it down. He keeps pouring. I keep drinking.
He keeps laughing.
And yeah, he keeps laughing, and so he's like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna give him the whole beer. And I drank that whole beer like that. Where him pouring it over, and Janie Lane, God rest her soul, who died in 2011, which I think is one of the most underrated songwriters there is, because I think Janie Lane wrote some good songs. He's over to the side watching all this going on, and he runs back to the drum riser where they have their beer and all set up back
And
there.
gets you another one.
Grabs a beer, jumps down at the bottom of the stage, hands it to me, and of course they're playing and everybody's going crazy. So he says something like, you the fucking man or something like that, and hands me a beer, and I got a wristband on because I'm underage. So I take that beer and open it up, and I'm sitting there trying to drink it all, and I see out the corner of my eye a security guard. Making his way coming to me. And I'm like, I'm trying to drink it. I'm like, drinking. I'm like, oh, he's coming for me. I know. And he comes right up to me, and I thought I was going to get kicked out the show because I'm underage drinking. Even though Jane Lane gave me the beer.
That's my skill. I'm like, dude, he gave me that
But
beer.
he was cool. He come up to me, and he was like, man, I got to take that beer. You got a bracelet on, man. I was like, yeah, I understand. I gave him the beer.
I'd be like,
And-
can you
and
at least
he-
pour it
he-
out and let me keep the can?
Well, no, he let me stay there though. But I mean, to me, being a 20-year-old,
Oh, that was great.
to drink a beer from the guitars, pouring it from the stage, it was splashing all over me, of course. But I mean, I was sitting there drinking it, and he kept pouring, and I was like, I'm gonna keep drinking this son of a bitch as long as he keeps pouring it, And I drank that whole beer. But I mean, for Janie Lane to come down and jump down on the edge of the stage, hand me another one and just say, man, that's badass, I mean, he said something I can't remember because I was.
So basically, they are the start of you drinking like you do.
Well, no,
yeah.
because I think I was drinking before that.
Yo, I guarantee you was.
I believe it.
But I mean, that's it
Oh,
was
yeah,
a cool little story.
I guarantee it.
Dude,
I mean,
I'd at
it's
least, I'm
mad.
like, listen, let me keep that beer can. At least.
Well,
Let me
at
keep-
the time, I wasn't worried about the beer can. I was wanting the beer in it. I was like,
Yeah,
let me
he wasn't
finish
even worried
drinking the
about
beer.
who was pouring it. It
Yeah,
just
I
made a
wasn't
good
worried about who was
story
pouring it. I was like,
afterwards.
I told
Give me the beer.
I told the security guard when he comes, I got to take that. I was like, can I at least drink the rest of the beer? He's like, I'm sorry, I can't let you do that. And he took it from me.
You tell him.
But he let
that
me
is
stay.
a cool ass story.
You tell him, hey brother, me and you finished a roll. I'm finishing this beer.
Because he was
you
about
want to whoop my ass.
yeah, he was about 6'5", and I mean he like he was a bodybuilder. So I mean, no, I didn't say
You
anything
should've
to him.
showed
He
him
didn't have
what
the alcoholic
you
thirst
should've
like
showed
you
him
did.
Yeah,
what it
no, but I was when
My
he
name
come up
is
to
Scott
me.
Barfield.
I was eyeing him when I was drinking. I was trying to finish it before he got to me, and I was like, I'm gonna give this dude what he
You
wants.
lucky I
because
was. You lucky I
I
was.
handed it over
Here,
to him. I was
sir.
like, nope, because I mean he towered over me. I mean he was like,
Hey,
he
you
could have
lucky
snapped my
I
neck if
wasn't
he
with
wanted
you.
to. So I was like,
We'd have kicked his ass.
okay, yeah, we would.
I'd have got
Okay.
on your shoulders and I'd have gave him what for.
So,
I'm telling you.
so moving along, we are getting ready to move into horror now.
Ooh.
Okay, so what we're doing?
everybody's talking about their first and last concert.
Kill. Hey,
Okay, so what we have?
we got to christen this damn episode right here.
Nope. Okay.
We done christened it, but we're gonna
We'll do it
christen it
again.
again.
Christian
I
again.
guess.
We're
What we
going
got
to-
here? What shot we doing?
We are doing the what the hell's that thing called?
The fiery balls.
No, it's not the
Sausage
fireball.
What mine looks different than y'all's.
It's called Baines.
It probably is. Cause
Oh, you opened my Baines bottle?
Yeah, it's Baines.
I didn't want you to open it. I got that from a friend from South Africa. I wanted to keep it.
Well, you shit out of luck now.
tell him to bring another one.
God knows.
I'm just kidding. It's Fireball. Fireball. All right, we're
Fireball.
doing some. We're doing
christening our
a horror setting.
Yep.
All right, boys, let's do it. Hey,
Do it. Here we go.
and what sponsors is bringing this to us there, Carol?
You got to give me a second.
Hey, the sponsors don't like that stuff.
Well, they'll give me a second too. So our sponsors is Shane's Tire. He's number one in the tire business. If you call anybody else besides Shane, you are paying too much. You will not get the service you deserve. Also, we got Gainey's Grading and Clearing.
Oh, yep.
If you need dirt, if you need crush and run, if you need rock, gravel, if you need some leveling, clearing done, call him.
If you need a band, call them too.
If you need a band, call him too. And also, we got Brock's Grading and Clearing. If you need commercial work, paving parking lots, if you need dirt, if you need grading,
If you need a Bojangles built, call Brock's.
you call Brock's because he's done the new parking lot where they building the new Biscuitville in Hartsville right
Where's
now.
that
Brock's does a lot of commercials in Hartsville right there near the oil changing place. Right there near
That's
the Huddle
what's
House.
being built.
Biscuitville. You will
Wow.
be their number one customer before long. my brother.
Biscuitville's going to be in Hartsville.
It is.
Where you been?
I've only seen a Biscuitville in.
North Carolina, Virginia,
Carolina.
West Virginia.
Well, it's here.
I never stopped there and,
And
ate,
Brock-
but every time
Brock's
every
broke
time I go
ground
by there,
there.
I'm like,
Hey,
I tell Sierra, I'm like, we need to stop here and try it.
because
Never have.
There'll be a
but-
Biscuitville in Hartsville too, and you probably won't never go by there and eat neither. But we'll have
we,
one.
and we got one more one more future sponsor.
Yeah,
we got one more future sponsor. I'm gonna talk to them this way.
Hey, let's go
Hey,
ahead.
hey,
Introduce our future.
Gardner Boys Barbecue out of Chesterfield, South Carolina. They got the best. It ain't just the best barbecue. They got the best food.
Man, they got.
They will
good
bring
food.
it to you. You can come get it. They will cater. They will do anything just to get your business. But they have the
Their
damnedest,
good food will get your
best.
business.
I
They
swear to
got
God, they
great
got
do
food.
have-
everything.
We did that wedding show where they catered
Hey, William.
And I was
do you
like-
remember William refused to get on stage before?
before he ate. Yeah,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. They got.
he
good
actually.
food.
William was like, I am not gonna play before I eat. And I'm like, well, William, they don't
Gardner's
have the
here.
food. They don't have the food ready yet.
I had to
I don't
embarrass
care.
myself and going down there. I'm
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Listen, I know the groom
And
and
he told me,
bride.
he's
I know the groom and bride is supposed to eat
William-
first,
William
but you
told
got
Chris,
to
he was
feed our
like-
guitars first because he refuses. to
William told Chris that he's like, you better go tell them
Get that food ready.
I need that food. I'm not playing anything
I'm not playing one note.
until I get some food.
But they do have good food, man. I mean,
But we're
Their food was awesome that night.
yeah.
I remember
I've never
eating
had
the
it, but it might be
barbecue,
good.
eating the green beans that they had with what was in the green beans? They had like bacon bits or
ain't no
something.
telling.
It was like
anything they cook.
it was
Their
like
fries are
my
good.
God, it was good.
It was good. But that's our future sponsors. I got a feeling next week we'll have them straight away. We're gonna be announcing them every week. Gardner Boys Barbecue.
Gardner Boys.
By the way, I
Barbecue.
done paid you $100, so you owe me $100 for this segment of the Gardner Boys Barbecue. You know I'm lying.
I know you.
Yeah. We know you're lying.
we know.
All right, horror. Here we
All
go.
right, we're getting on to the horror movie section. So, we have, since we did first and last concerts, we are going to do best horror movie opening and also best horror movie closing scene.
I like the opening because I got a good one.
Well, I think we all got good ones.
I think it's better than yours. I heard yours. I've seen you. It's written on that damn notebook right there.
I know.
You trying to be all fancy. My stuff is coming off my head. You write down your stuff and like a little nerd. Ooh, I'm gonna study this. I'm a sound professional. You know.
No, I made a note of the things I
Ladies
that I
and
was gonna
gentlemen,
go with.
just to let you know, everything that comes off Chris Hicks's head is natural. Natural.
Which
I
is-
get drunk before this show.
which is why
I get drunk before the show, and then I spit the truth.
Yep. Which is why it's so incoherent, where we don't know what's going on.
You like, what's your favorite '90s band, Chris?
Yeah.
I be talking
What's
about
your
the 80s
favorite
band.
Yeah, what's your favorite '90s band, Chris? Well, I like a band
Bryan
from
Adams.
the '60s. Like from the '60s. Then we talking about the '90s.
But hear mine right here.
All right,
So
let's
my
hear it.
best horror opening.
We're doing opening scene first.
Yeah, is
Your,
it
your
90s?
best,
the
your
90s,
best,
right?
No, it's no decades.
We
It's
said '90s. Didn't
no.
we not?
I said '90s because I was talking about
Well,
our
now you got me
previous show.
confused. Now I could go a whole bunch of ways now.
No,
I was-
Here's what it's your best. What's your favorite opening horror scene is?
Let's do what you
Horror
wanna do,
scene
Scott.
in a movie.
Let's do everything you want to do.
Horror scene in a movie. What is your favorite? And it can be from any decade. It don't matter. It can be from the 60s, 70s,
I
80s,
think the
90s.
most terrifying opening of a movie was the Blair Witch Project. I believed everything. Tell me you didn't either. Come on now.
No, I remember
When that thing come out.
I remember when the Blair Witch come out. Yeah, the way they packaged it and
Oh my
promoted
God.
it.
And then
It was
all
like
in the
it was-
first person, like with GoPros.
yeah, and it was
know-
like it was. Oh, this is real.
Did
know?
you go into the woods that year? I didn't. I did. It was all Blair Witch. I was like, I ain't going in that damn trail of woods right there. Damn Blair Witches in that damn trail of woods.
I ain't going in the trail of woods.
But I'm telling you.
No, it was.
Tell me that wasn't a good plot. But
the whole plot and the way they packaged that was good. I thought the movie didn't live up to the way they packaged
did you
it to
see
me.
the damn same movie I did?
I did. I watched it.
I
I remember
thought the
going to the
whole
movies
thing
and
was
watching
real.
it.
You didn't think the whole thing was real?
I
It
thought
didn't, it didn't add up just the way they promoted it. They made a bunch of money for a simple little sketchy little
Yeah.
movie.
Well,
I thought the movie was good. I mean, I thought it was. I thought it was good. It didn't.
It was a video.
Yeah, I guess it. The whole build up to where they promoted it scared me more than actually watching the movie. I guess because at that time you knew it was just it was a production. It wasn't
Hold
real.
on, whoa.
It wasn't real.
Who? Listen, when the production was building up, right?
Yeah.
The movie awards came a year after that. The
Yeah.
only reason I knew it was fake, I saw the damn people that disappeared
I
on
know.
stage.
But and see, and I
That's
knew
where
it,
I was like, "Oh, this is bullshit." You
yeah,
know?
but I mean, the whole production, the way they did the thing, to me, it was
It was
scary, and it was like, oh my God, this could
It
be
was-
real.
it was
But
genius.
then I found out that it's just a movie,
How
and
did you find out? During the movie?
no,
During
from
I mean,
reading different stuff, even before the movie come out. When I went and saw the movie,
that was kind of before.
So
Well,
did
I
it
know,
make you
but I mean,
internet?
I knew it wasn't real, and I was like,
Did it make you scared to go out at night, Chris?
scared shitless. I was
But
not
it-
going out to no damn woods.
watch your language, please.
I can't stand it. Here, look at this.
I don't want to see.
That's like
Fucking
the damn,
$7
that's like
damn
that, That's
cheese
like the
balls.
upside down cross to Scott. $7.
Yeah, turn that thing around. I don't want to fucking see that.
But
But
man,
still, what's
listen,
your language though when
that-
you're talking?
I can't talk to this guy. When this movie
You
came
can talk
out,
to me, just talk without cussing. We don't
well,
need
shit.
it. We don't.
All right, Scott, I got you.
Language,
Do
please.
not curse, sir.
What's your language?
Well, let me cut in, Scott.
All right, go ahead.
But this movie, even if it was in theaters, you had no clue that it was real or not. You didn't. I don't give a shit what you say. I don't care what you say. You didn't have a clue.
Again, language, but yes, I
Everybody
did.
Knew that it was real. Like if I came outside my house and I saw that little symbol, the little stick man hanging in the trees,
Yeah, you probably ran back
I
inside. didn't you?
shit in my pants.
The Blair Witch
Language,
Project,
please.
they had $119 invested in filming this thing and made $139 million, whatever. I mean, it was remarkable at what
was.
they did. But the movie, you know, it was a camcorder shaking around a lot, and it was kind of aggravating, but it was kind of scary. No,
that
I'm not
what
saying
made
it
it
was. Yeah,
legit.
yeah, it did
Well,
make
yeah,
it
and that's
legit,
what it
but I
was,
was like,
yeah.
it was genius the way they done and promoted that thing. I mean, it was genius. It was like, you know, one camera, run,
And at the
film.
end, where the guy's standing in the corner, and you see him getting mauled by, you don't
And they
even
had
see
the three missing people, you know.
Bo. I was like, this is gonna be on CNN tonight. I'm like, this is amazing. This is crazy. Why would they show this? You know, I was, God, it's so real.
Can I
So
sleep
you,
with
I'll
you
never
tonight?
camp in the woods
You wouldn't
again.
watch the movie and you like,
William,
oh
can
my
I sleep with you
God,
tonight?
oh, this is real. Like,
Yes, I did.
this is
You didn't.
when the movie come at first
Blah,
when they
blah,
when they,
blah,
ad-
blah,
when
blah,
they
yeah,
advertised it, I did. I was like,
It was
this
genius.
is crazy. It was a genius promotional.
It was. And
So
that they did.
It was like, oh, genius promotional movie.
Well, no, it was because I thought it was real too.
Oh,
Until-
so
yeah,
you
I did.
think
Yeah,
it was
I
real.
did.
Oh, well, this is what the part
The
I want
way
to hear.
the way they promoted it, I was like, you know,
Did you not think like I'm not going in the
real.
woods? Not.
Well, no, and I don't go in the woods.
No,
not anyway. I mean, so
Ryan, can I
I'm
sleep
cool
with
with
you?
that. So I mean, I stay in my house. I have my gun, so if somebody wants to come in my house, it's like, all right, come on, but you know, you gonna meet some lead, you know,
we all
and if
gonna
you
be
can
fair.
beat that, then
You got me.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got me all to it, you know.
But yeah,
No, but yeah, no, that was
that was
the
scary.
Blair Witch was scary. I remember the whole build up to it. It was like, you know, is this real or is it not? You know, and
There was no question in my mind that it wasn't real. The way it was, I'm like, I was telling I'm like family members, don't go in the woods. Did you see this new doc? I didn't call it a movie. I said documentary. Damn Blair
yeah,
Witches
the
out
Blair
there
Witches out there. Don't go out there.
cutting people's asses up. You know, don't go out in the woods. And listen, I was really terrified. I was like, oh my God, this is serious. Did you see that video footage? I ain't going out in the damn woods. There's gonna be something, little tree shit hanging out in my damn, and a little stacks of blocks outside of my house.
Yeah.
You know, the Blair Witch is gonna get me. And the Blair Witch, had no clue what the Blair Witch looked like.
No, you
I know.
didn't know.
Other than
I'm like, what does it
other
look
than early in the movie where they showed
like?
like
Oh, that
a-
old lady.
the old lady and
my God.
showed some kind of
Even they said,
drawing,
that was
a
like,
drawing
that's
of
the
it.
Blair Witch right there. That damn lady right
Yeah.
there living in that damn trailer park. Yeah, she's eating everybody.
Hey, it was brilliant. I mean,
It was.
They made
it
a bunch
was
of
the
money
way
off
they-
that thing.
They made
used
a
the
lot of
RCA
money.
camcorder and run around and filmed and people
Why
watched
couldn't
it.
we have thought about that?
You should think of
The
something
Pine
like
Ridge Witch.
that. I think they had a goat man or something around there.
Yeah, we had a stupid ass goat
witch's
man,
tree and the
which
goat
would have
man,
been more interesting.
goat man.
The
Yeah.
lizard. It was the lizard man.
We'd have had
Hey,
the.
do you know there's a movie, a
About
horror
the lizard
movie?
man?
No, there's a horror movie that just come out called "Kill Her Goats."
Kill her goats.
This sounds
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh, it looks stupid.
Watch it
Kane-
and fill us
Kane
in.
Hodder, who plays Jason,
Jason?
is the killer. He's the goat man. He's apparently some goat figure who has a chainsaw. I watched the previews of this thing. I mean, it's nothing but they're trying to get people to watch this based off of
Goats.
hot women
Oh yeah.
running
I mean,
around
hot women
half
sells.
naked and gore.
Yeah.
Because it starts off with some, fine looking woman. She's running around out in the woods with nothing but lingerie on. And I'm like,
Everybody.
Yeah,
does
it
like
is.
lingerie.
Quentin Tarantino stuff. Right here.
I'm like,
He's brilliant.
for real? I'm like, but the movie's called Kill Her Goats. And that's Kane, and they
Yeah, if-
advertise it as Kane Hodder being the killer who plays Jason.
Trying to promote the goat killing. If he's back
and
there on
he
the goat
has some
killing.
kind of goat mask on. He has a chainsaw, and I saw this thing. I was like, who the hell is going to watch this thing? You know,
You are, 'cause of the hot women.
apparently, it keeps popping up on my Facebook, so
I
people are
guarantee
watching
it and
because it keeps popping up.
because
The
it's got
more-
hot women in it.
Yeah.
And can't hotter.
Yeah, and it does. I mean, it's like a sleepover with 5-6 women who are all scantily clad. You know,
Oh
wearing-
yeah, I guarantee it.
And I mean, it's like, and the dialogue is so.
Goats and lingerie.
It's just like, oh my God, I have dropped my top or something like that. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, for real. I mean, and people go watch it, but I mean, it's people are buying a movie, watching it.
Are you gonna watch it?
I
Or
probably
you kind of
will.
on the? You probably,
probably
will.
will.
You ain't even
I'll
gonna say he's
probably
on the
buy
fence. I'll probably watch it. It might
Just
suck,
just
but
to
I'll
see
probably
what's
watch
up with it.
Yep, I'll probably watch it too.
All right, what's yours?
Mine, we doing the opening scene. Or? Opening scene. Okay, opening scene.
Talking about goats and lingerie.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
confused.
We got way off topic. But
Well, I mean,
If
we
you
didn't,
do
but
the
we.
telephone ring. I got something in my mind. I got to keep from saying.
anyway,
Mute his mic.
I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I refuse to say it. I'll go ahead. I promise
Moving
you.
along.
anyway, all right, okay. Best opening horror scene. I think to me, I was
The goat man. Lingerie.
No.
Can't hotter.
No.
killer goats. That's what it is.
Killer goats.
No, but it would. I think my favorite. I went back and forth on several different opening scenes.
Oh my God.
And,
Are you
and-
okay?
No.
No, he's thinking about something. Just
What the hell are
Just
you?
talk over him,
Not
Scott.
yet.
Talk
We're
over
not
him.
doing that. We're not. Just go ahead.
Okay, all right. Well,
You know what I'm talking about. though.
no, I don't. I don't. That's why I want to know what you're talking about.
I got tears in my eyes. Hello.
I still don't know.
Go ahead, Scott. What is yours?
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead. If you'll quit,
All right.
what you doing?
I'm done.
Because you
I'm done.
You distracting
yeah,
him.
you distracted me.
I'm sorry. My bad.
All right. So I went back and forth over what my favorite opening scene to a horror movie is. And one of them, which I didn't pick as my favorite, but is still, I think, would be an honorable mention, is When a Stranger Calls. Have you seen that
I
movie?
have seen that movie.
Have you seen that movie?
That is
I ain't
pretty
seen it
good.
When a stranger calls.
Oh, it opens up. A woman is on a couch downstairs. She's watching TV. The phone rings. She answers it, and there's a voice that says, "Have you checked the children?" She's babysitting children, and she was like, "Who is this?" You know, and they don't say anything else other than, "Have you checked the children?" And she hangs up.
She's in somebody else's house.
Yeah,
a
she's
big house.
babysitting some kids. She's, on the couch, and she's like, she ignores it. Phone rings again. She answers it. Hello. It's the same thing. Have you checked the children? And she's like, who is this? Tell me who this is. And they don't say anything else. Only thing they say is, have you checked the children? And she said, you need to quit calling here. I'm gonna call the cops. She hangs up. She calls the cops. It says, I have somebody harassing me. I'm here babysitting, whatever family she's babysitting.
Oh, yeah, and this is
I'm
the
here
good part.
babysitting the children. And she's like, could you help me? They keep calling, just saying they're scaring me, And the cops say, okay, if they call again, let us know.
We'll
Keep them on
trace
the
the
line. We'll try and trace the call. And she says, okay. So she hangs up, She's sitting there reading her book or whatever she's doing on the couch. Phone rings again. She answers it. Same thing. Have you checked the children? And she's like, who is this? Why are you doing this? And she tries to, like the cops say, keep them on the line long enough where the cops can trace the call.
And tell them what the cops tell her.
She keeps them on the line, just sitting there saying, why are you doing this? Why, who is this? Who are you? Or why, why are you messing with me? And finally, she's had him on the line long enough. She hangs up. Phone rings again. She picks it up. It's the cops. They say, get out the house. The call is coming from inside the house. The guy was upstairs in the bedroom. He's already killed the kids. Was trying to get her to go up there so he could kill her. She runs out the front door and the cops are there. They arrest the guy, but he ends up breaking out. That's what the movie starts out.
Oh yeah.
But the whole thing was when that call comes back through where the cop says, get out the house. It's coming from inside the house. The phone call.
Shit my damn pants.
Yeah, it's one of those spine tingling
makes
moments
the
where
hair
it's like,
stand up on the back of your
oh
neck.
my God, but
I'm like, take Scott.
Take Scott.
but I mean that's not the one I want to do for the opening scene. I'm just bringing that up because I think that could be one of them, because to me that was one of them
that was fantastic.
It was that whole opening scene.
I've never seen this movie.
You need to watch it.
I got to watch.
You need to watch.
What's it called?
When a Stranger Calls.
Who was the
They
girl
made
that
a
played
remake, which isn't as good, but it's still, okay. But yeah, it's When a Stranger Calls. You need to watch the original, and I think that
It's
come out
great.
in the. I think it was in the
Oh,
late
it was that
70s
late?
or
I must have watched
80s.
the remake
I think
first.
the remake came out in 2000 or something. I
That's
think.
probably what I saw.
But anyway, that's just my honorable mention. I think to me, the opening scene of a horror movie for me is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which come out in
man.
1974, which was before I was born. But I can still remember
Come out your
watching
mama's
it.
womb.
Horror movies.
Oh,
No, I can still remember when I first watched that, which was at a young age.
Dennis Hopper.
No, that's the second one.
That was the second one.
Yeah.
Hell, I might have.
The first
one was the radio studio. Yes.
No, there was no studio. In the first one was, it was a 5 group of people in a van
And the grandpa living downstairs, and
Going on a trip.
They went on a trip to
I'm all messed up.
Yeah.
I need to read.
no, the first one it started out with John Larroquette narrating the whole opening, and
I might have not seen the first one.
Are you
probably
kidding me?
haven't. You are young.
I might not have seen. I need to watch it.
You need to watch the
any
first
of
one.
this.
There's not much gore or anything in it. Like, it don't show a whole lot of blood or anything, but it is.
It sets the precedent.
It's terrifying. When you watch, I mean, just like there's one part where he hangs the girl on a hook. You don't see all the gore and everything. He puts her up and drops her on that hook, and she's hanging on a hook.
Yeah,
still alive.
She's not feeling very comfortable.
Yeah, but that whole opening scene is just. It's John Larroquette who played on Night Court. I don't know if you remember that show.
I remember Night Court.
That was an 80s show.
Yeah, I remember Night Court.
He was the... What was he on Night Court?
Was it
he
the judge or the bailiff?
He was...
The bailiff, the black guy.
No, he wasn't the bailiff. The bailiff was...
It was the big, tall black guy, the bailiff.
No, he wasn't the black guy. John Larroquette was one of the lawyers on the show. But... he narrates the whole beginning, and he talks about how what you're about to witness. He talks about what you're about to see, and it's like, this is what befell this group of 5 people on this day. And just the way he narrates it, and the pictures you see, you have this camera snapping pictures of like in a graveyard while he's narrating, and the camera sounds like, you know, and
I like that.
And that's what it
That's
sounds
creepy.
like, and it's freaky. And
They did that into the remake.
They did in the remake. They have that in there, but
And
it's just
one-
like, and it does like that. But
It's
then
creepy.
when they back off, when he finishes narrating, it shows a corpse that's been set up on a tombstone, and I mean it looks freaky. He's holding like some other corpse in his hands. That obviously somebody has dug up these corpses and set them up that way, you know, and that's the way the whole movie starts off. And getting the whole narration of the whole thing, you're like, you know, what am I about to watch, you know? And then when you watch the movie, it just gets crazier because it's about a cannibalistic family, and you're like, you know, as the whole movie goes on, especially at the end, the whole dinner scene with them at the table.
With the old
It's
grandpa
like-
with the hammer.
It's like,
It makes
What-
you not want to visit.
it's like,
Texas.
what am I watching here? You know, I mean, it's like, oh my God, you know, it's like, this is insane.
And
you know?
wasn't that based on a true story?
It was based off of Ed Gein
Ed Gein.
or Ed Gein, whatever his
Yeah.
name was.
See, I wouldn't have
but
knew
you
that,
know,
but he knows
the
that.
original Texas Chainsaw Massacre didn't happen in Texas. Did you know that?
Yeah, it didn't happen.
It happened
Well,
up
like I
north.
said, it was based off of Ed Gein.
That's not new. Yeah.
Yeah. It was in Illinois, I think.
And he preyed on
somewhere.
women and he hung them up.
But he made human suits out of
Yeah.
their skin.
Yeah.
Which is what the Texas Chainsaw Massacre does, is, you know, takes the skin and makes his mask that he wears and all.
So
That's
was-
what it was based off of.
It was somewhat based off of a
Yeah,
true
I mean,
story.
so it was.
But it was
halfway-
creepy, man. I mean, it was.
Oh, it was, and I could still remember watching that, and it was.
Oh yeah, it was. I'm not
I mean, it
sleeping
was one of those
tonight.
things where it was, especially at a young age, you know, you watching something like that, and you like,
Like, what
oh
the
my God,
crap
you
is
know?
that?
Yeah, and it was.
All right. So, Carol, what was your favorite open of a movie?
So
Or
my
a scary movie?
My favorite opening, I went back and forth between several different things, and I like, a good mention would be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre when the truck was driving backwards and
That's on
chase
Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
Part 2, yeah, and that came to mind, but also the scream, when he calls, was it Drew Barrymore in the first
Drew
one?
Barrymore, yeah, was
And
was the opening character in Scream, 1996's Scream.
I think it was
1996.
somebody else.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought it was Drew Barrymore, and I think it was Drew Barrymore, but because you would think that she would have went through the whole movie and not got killed off in the
Well,
very
I
beginning.
thought that. I remember watching Scream, and it was that whole opening scene is, I think, brilliant. Just the way they do it.
It really was.
Like the way the killer calls, and he starts going over horror movies. He starts talking about Jason and Michael Myers, and even after, I think one of the first question he asked her says, when he finally tells her that he has her boyfriend outside,
Yeah,
and she
in the
cuts on
chair.
the light, and he's in the chair tied up.
Yeah,
And he's like, your boyfriend can live if you can answer this question,
yeah,
Who was the killer in Friday the 13th?
yeah.
And she says, Jason, it was Jason, it was Jason. And he was like,
like,
wrong
wrong.
answer, sorry, And he guts the guy,
Oh yeah,
She sees, 'cause
That
like,
was awesome.
He was like, everybody knows the first Friday the 13th was,
Jason's mother.
Jason's
I
mother.
immediately went to Walmart and bought my ghost face mask that night.
Yeah, but I mean, that whole opening scene is cool.
I mean,
and
it was well.
and
put
even
together.
even when you see that when they kill her boyfriend, you think she's still gonna live just because. I mean, I thought she was gonna live because it was Drew Barrymore, and at that time she was
she was
a
at the
big-
top
She
of
got
her game.
brutally
Popular.
murdered, and it was surprisingly gory.
yeah, but and
very
it was
surprisingly gory.
and it all happened when her family came home.
Yeah.
It was
they
right
were
there.
walking.
They was
In the
basically
house.
right
They were.
beside
They
the house.
come home. Were walking into the door when she was
trying
walking
to
up
scream.
trying to scream
She was
to
trying
him.
to scream,
Yeah,
but he done got
And
her
then-
in the
yeah.
trachea.
Yeah, and then hung her up by the
Because
tree.
I
and
know
all.
the body's anatomy.
Yes,
Hello,
you do.
Carol.
Yes, hello, Chris.
But yeah,
What's
no,
your
that's a
favorite
that's a
movie?
good that's a good opening scene for a horror movie.
It was.
I can still remember watching it, and it was like, you know,
Didn't you
This
and
thing
your
is-
brother do a screaming at the haunted house?
that was us, me, Ryan, and Daryl.
That was you and Ryan Darrell doing the scream room.
We
at
did the
haunted
scream
house?
room at the haunted house.
That was around that time the movie came out.
It was right after it come out. Yeah,
That was a great room.
It was.
it was. We actually had.
You had I'll tell you exactly what you had. You had a 2-way mirror, the sound booth, whatever.
Yeah, where you could sit behind
Yeah,
and
where
see
you
out
could.
of
We
Y'all
had
had
the
a
board
dude,
set up.
like
We had PA systems. We could rock.
Yeah, we
y'all had a
we had
guy.
a lot of stuff. Where
Y'all
we
had
could,
a guy at the back of the window, like with a ghost face mask. You know, everybody
and that was
focused
that
on
was
him.
either usually me or Ryan doing it.
But y'all actually had a
we had another guy
closet or something
had a closet set
they
up.
could
We-
open.
We had the room set up where it was a couch, and we had
It was
Jessica portraying
yeah.
the girl
I don't
sitting
know
there
who Jessica
watching,
is, but yeah, that's who she was.
and she was watching. We had, I think, Halloween on a loop
Yeah,
playing,
and she had a fake phone.
fake phone, and we played the whole
Over the
opening,
PA, yeah.
the whole opening scene on
Oh,
the PA.
it was real, dude. It was real.
and she mimicked everything, and we had it where it got to like climax of the scene,
Yeah.
where at the window you could see
The
the one
face.
ghost face would come and beat on the window, and people would be like, and then in that closet, the other ghost face would come out and jump on top of her, like killing her, And it was pretty cool. how
It
we
was
had it.
great. It was.
Oh,
great.
it was. I think it was the
I
way
think-
we had it set up,
well-
and the way we did it was. I mean, I thought it was.
It was great.
I thought it
dude.
was cool. It was.
back in the day. It was Bump 25 and Split Rail. Split Rail did Hellraiser.
Yeah.
You couldn't beat them because both of them had powerhouses of PAs.
Yeah. Well, and
know-
that's one thing.
I
that,
remember when Split Rail done that. That was good.
the Hellraiser thing.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Well, did you remember the first Hellraiser and the old off of Rancho Haunted House where they had a bridge and they knocked out the bottom and it just looked like a sand pit, and like Hellraiser would be, sitting in the down. It looked like a sandstorm or whatever. I don't know. But they basically cut out the whole foundation in the middle of the room to look like they was in like a sand pit or whatever, and they had a bridge that walked around the room. But a couple of nights the bridge fell because a bunch of rednecks building a damn
Yeah.
bridge. What's going to happen? But man, that was glory days of the haunted house.
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic.
Because we all based everything off of movies and stuff, and
Yeah. Looking.
of
for-
course, Bump 25 and Split Rail had the PA back in the day, so they conquered everything, But I'm getting off of sorry,
No,
getting
I
off
mean,
the
we
trails
still,
here.
No, we're still talking about horror. I mean,
But yeah, that's a good horror movie though. Damn, Scream.
Scream. Yeah. It was, and that whole opening scene was.
it was fantastic.
Like I say,
Hello,
I picked-
Sydney.
I picked.
Where's Scott
picked Chainsaw
Barfield
Massacre,
at?
but like
I'm
Carol
gonna catch
said,
him in
that's-
his tractor.
That's one of the favorite ones too. My
Yeah.
favorite ones is.
Yeah, I mean, it
Scream,
just,
yes.
it really stands out. So, Chris, what are you thinking?
What we done did all that. I told you mine was damn Blair Witch Project.
Yep.
So we done circle
So
around.
now, what are you thinking on closing? So let's do closing scenes now.
Closing scenes. All right, hold on.
Your best closing scene.
Yeah.
Meaning the ending of the movie.
Yep. At the end of the movie, what stands out and grabs your attention?
What stand? I'll go last.
And I know what.
What you got, Scott?
Me, well, I actually thought about this for the last 2 days when we had our subjects, what we're going to talk about, and I have like 3 or 4 that I mean are you know, and I don't know which one's my
Run it,
favorite. I mean,
run
I kind of got my favorite, but it's, you know, I like stuff that has like big plot changes where
Oh yeah.
where it
Unexpected.
unexpected and it throws you for a loop. You know, when you're watching a movie and when it finally happens, you're like, oh my God, you know, I never expected
Like,
that. I didn't see that coming, you know.
Like, I got to see that next movie right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and like I said, The Sixth Sense was one of them
Oh yeah.
because
Right at the
I
end
didn't
of it.
expect that. You know,
No.
they go back and show you that maybe he died at the beginning because when they start walking back and you're looking at things, you're like, oh my God, I didn't pick up on that. you
Yeah.
know.
That
was
fantastic.
one that's one of my favorite scenes. But I think my favorite scene is Saul.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That is
just
gruesome.
because. But you
Shows
know,
you what people will do to survive.
But when they start out in the movie, you see the doctor, which is Carrie Ells,
yeah.
plays the doctor, chained up. Some other guy chained up, and you see somebody laying on the floor with a gun by her hand, blood on her head, like they shot herself. You know.
Yeah.
And
That was that yeah. That got
yeah,
me too.
but at the end of the movie, it ends up that Jigsaw, the killer, was the guy who
Who was laying on the
laying
floor?
on the floor because
Yeah.
he gets up and he had planned everything, you know. And to me, when I saw that happen, I was like,
Never expected.
I never even thought about that as being part of, you know, what happens. I was like, oh my God, you know, I mean, so to me, I mean, that's what I like is stuff that, you know, that they trick you where you don't think about, you know. You see the movie when it happens at the beginning, and you're like, there's somebody laying in the middle of the floor dead. They don't ever explain it, and you just kind of like,
Don't pay much
why
attention.
why
to
is he there? And then you kind of forget about him. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it don't make sense him being there because the movie doesn't mention
anything
about it. It's like, you know, you kind of, your mind goes to that point like, who was that guy laying in the middle floor who killed himself? What does he have to do with it? And then when the movie starts, you know, getting into everything, you're like, you kind of forget about him, you know.
You don't think nothing.
You don't
about
think
it.
nothing about him. And at the end of the movie, when he gets up and, you know, walks,
Yeah.
after the Carrie Ells character cuts his foot off so he
the
can
hell is a
escape.
Carrie L?
Carrie Ells was the guy who played the doctor in the movie.
Oh, my bad. I was trying to make.
Isn't
fun
that his
of
name? Ells?
Something like
Oh,
that.
it
I don't know
is-
for
it's
sure, but it's
yeah.
something like
Some-
that. But
Something
I know
close to
exactly
that.
what you're
Don't
talking about.
turn that thing around.
Turn it around, Chris.
I'm gonna get me some of
But
this
and so anyway,
$7
to me,
balls.
that's what I'd pick as my favorite closing scene, just because it was one of those movies that when it happened, I was like, it never crossed my mind.
Those
you know.
were good
Never,
It was all
never
of them.
expected that at all. You know, and it was just one of those things. I was like, oh my God, you know, I did not see that coming.
Yeah. That was fantastic.
All right, Carol, what's yours?
So mine would be, and it's kind of simple, but like Jason Voorhees is my favorite killer. You know, I think he's the best. I think he's the baddest. I think he
we
would
got that in
fuck everybody up.
one episode.
Yep, I think he would fuck everybody up. And then at the end
Watch
of
your language.
I can't remember if it was part 8 or part 9, but at the end of it, when the Freddy glove comes out after I guess New Line Cinema had bought in or whatever it was, but when the Freddy glove comes out and grabs the Jason
When New
mask,
Line took over that damn
Yeah.
franchise, it was over with.
oh yeah, when it snatches the mask, you know, grabs the mask and snatch it, I was like, oh yeah, I know what's coming next.
When you
Freddy
saw
versus
New Line,
Jason, Freddy's
anything
getting
New
fucked
Line
up.
Cinema put out was
Again,
Crazy.
language.
Oh yeah,
Please.
but I mean when the mask come up, Nick.
Oh,
when
I
the
remember.
hand come
I
up,
think
grab
we
the
all went
mask.
and watched that
We
movie
did.
together.
Yep.
And I remember.
I was like, oh yeah, Freddy is fucked now because Jason's
I remember
supposed to
in
get
language
his ass.
again. I remember watching that, and I was like, That is so fucking cool to see something like that.
Oh yeah, because you knew what was coming. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, and even when they released the Freddy vs. Jason, like, it wasn't really that scary, but it was so entertaining just watching them when they finally started fighting each other.
When they released Freddy versus Jason, it was like,
Oh yeah.
it was just two iconic characters
Yeah, when that
going against each other. It was like, I mean, yeah, like you said, it wasn't scary, but it was.
But it was entertaining.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, and it had you on your seats. You was
And
watching.
even when did that come out? In 2010 or 2009 or something?
I don't know.
Even
I
some of the
watched
things,
every one of them.
even some of the things they said in there, you couldn't get away with today.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
like remember, it had what was her name from Destiny's Child was one of the actors or actresses.
Oh yeah, when he was talking about that dark.
Yeah,
meat.
that dark meat.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah, you can't get
you
it.
couldn't say
No,
that
you
today.
couldn't.
It would, because
Oh yeah.
everything. I mean, but it was.
But it was a great movie. But I mean, just because like when we went to the theaters and
Cannot believe you eating them $7 damn.
hey, somebody's got to
50
eat
cent a
balls.
piece.
But like when that
I can
mask
still see the damn number there too. Turn it around.
when that mask got snatched up under the ground, I was like, I know what's coming next. I know
Yeah.
what's coming, and I'm gonna be here to watch it. They get my money. So for me, that is the best closing scene because that like two murderers versus each other, and they gonna
Oh
fight.
yeah, you knew it was going to be. After that, you knew it was going to be a versus movie coming out.
Oh yeah,
with,
you know
with
what was
Jason
happening.
and Freddy.
That was. I watched every one of them.
It was badass. I
It
mean, because
was.
like
But
Freddy,
nobody's talking about Evil Dead.
yeah, that was
Let me
Evil
tell you
Dead.
something. Evil Dead
I hadn't
2.
thought about that.
The Army of
Oh
Darkness.
yeah.
The Army of Darkness. Come on. Damn.
That was kind of like a
Campbell.
comedy
What's
horror.
his name? Campbell?
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Let me tell you something.
I remember me and Ryan watching that where he has his own self who comes alive and he cuts him up and is burying him.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, what's that on your face? And the guy's like, I mean, his body part is down
What are you
in the graves. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like,
dirt.
Yeah, show the dirt on his face.
Hey, that was
I
fantastic.
think me and Ryan rewinded
Rewinded
that
and
part
watched that
and
part.
watched that like
Oh my
4 or 5 times.
God. It was great.
Hey,
It was great.
what's on your face? What are you talking about? Just throw the
Throws
dirt
that dirt on it. That was
That was
fantastic.
the
I can't
greatest.
believe you even come up with that. That is
I know
brilliant.
that
I love it.
the first Evil Dead was
In the house.
kind of scary.
Yeah,
That
was-
the
you know
second
that-
Evil,
you
the
know
second
there was-
Evil Dead, they
Hold
made
on
it
now.
more of almost
Hold
like
on
a
now.
comedy.
Yep,
Hold
it
on.
was
Yeah.
comedy, but it was great.
That was.
what
It
I
was
was about
still
to say.
good.
There was like original Evil Dead, and they like kind of recreated the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Because the first Evil Dead was kind of serious, and the second Evil Dead, he cut his head off and hand comes alive and start hitting his
Yeah.
head with the plates and
They
you know,
kind of made the second one. It was like
the second.
almost
I
a
think the
comedy
second
thing.
Evil Dead was the greatest.
Oh well, I do too. Me and
Wonder-
Ryan used to watch that movie all the time. I mean, we'd laugh.
Wonder where that was filmed at and if that cabin's available for rent.
I
We
ain't
could do
gonna
a
stay in it.
podcast show
I'll
there.
tell
Why
you
not?
what, I ain't gonna
They
stay
got
in
a
that
basement,
motherfucker.
everything. You can sleep in the basement. Man,
Lang-
Scott to sleep upstairs.
Chris, language, please.
We'll send Scott down to the fruit cellar. Who's in my fruit cellar? You remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
But the first one was so scary and so straight up like scary horror, and the second one like with the comedy and stuff.
Yeah,
but
you
it
You
was
will never
better.
recover
The second
number.
one was better than the first.
Necronomicon. Necronomicon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that how it goes?
I don't know, but the second was just like it was almost like a comedy. It was like
Oh, it was.
That's what I loved about
But
it.
it was good. It was.
it was funny. I mean, it was. I mean, it
You didn't lose interest.
Klaatu,
it was still
Clarata.
yeah.
No.
I mean, it was stupid, but I mean, it was.
But they got your attention.
It wasn't gonna win any Oscars or anything, but
Shit, it won it in my book. They won every
language,
Oscars they
language
had.
quiz, Chris, please. Language.
It's Chris, not Quiz.
Okay.
But man, yes, Evil Dead 2. That was was my stuff right there. It was great. It was funny. Hold on. What was my favorite part in that movie? Hold on.
There was a lot of funny parts in there.
Where his hand came alive. Where his hand
Crawl across the floor and shot in the bird.
Yeah, that too. But when it first did it, no, actually, it's when first he realized he was possessed. He was sitting in the rocking chair. I think he done cut off his arm, and the deer was laughing at him
because his hand was possessed. So
yeah,
he cut,
and
cut
the
his
deer
arm
was
off.
laughing at him like, you know, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then that was kind of at the end of the movie. And then the rocking chair stopped. And then the walls just started bleeding like blood. And that's when everything started getting crazy. But you remember, that movie went into the Army of Darkness. He went through that
The
portal.
army,
Yeah.
went back in time.
This is my boomstick.
Yep.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
And that got
Yeah.
even a little crazier.
But yeah, that's my what topic was that?
That's your
Wait,
favorite
yeah.
ending.
Yeah, that's my
your-
favorite ending.
No, you already
What your best
said your
closing
favorite
scene?
ending. Your favorite ending was the Blair Witch.
No, that was his beginning. That was his best opening.
Yeah. What are
His
you
best
talking
op-
about?
No, because he was talking about the guy standing in the corner when the
Well, so he talked about Blair Witch,
Give us
Blair
our
Witch
damn-
Project being his best opening scene, but he did talk about the guy standing in the corner.
I think you confused.
So, and then he started talking about the hell's the name of this movie? Not Army of Darkness,
Yeah.
Evil Dead. too.
Evil Dead 2. Yeah, he started talking about Evil Dead 2 that he liked as the best closing scene.
The best closing. Thank you. That's what we was talking about.
Yeah,
Oh.
You just
And-
lost
and it
track,
was
Scott.
good.
It is
Okay.
fine.
No.
But-
It's- you just had your sight
yeah.
set on the $7
Yep.
of cheese
I know.
balls.
Evil
Turn it
Dead
back
1,
around.
Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness kind of changed dramatically from Evil Dead 1
They
to Army
did,
of Darkness.
yeah.
But they all kept
Tell me what bad.
they
that
kept the
was.
consumers wanting to watch it, wanting to see
Shit,
more.
I
wish
still-
they'd make one right now.
Yes. Yes.
So
What other top? What we got any more documents?
No,
Documents?
it's just,
Topics.
it's just horror.
That's what
movies
those
and-
$7 cheese balls are doing to you.
Well,
I
no,
love it.
That's
It's
the,
keeping me going.
That's the bottle of Fireball he's got sitting beside him. But
What's next? What's next? What we got?
I think that's it.
That's
I think
it.
our topics
Well,
are
I mean,
done.
No, we ain't done. I am so
I think we've been going on for about an hour and a
sad.
half, haven't we?
I'm
We
so
have been
sad.
going on for a good. Actually, I think a little over than that. But
Well, I guess it's going to conclude
Yeah,
our
I
cut
think it's time
two of
to close it
guillotines
up.
and guitars. So, hey, if you out there in the listening world, share us, like us. Hey, throw us a sponsorship. We'll gladly commemorate it. Scott,
Exactly. That's
What
what,
we got?
like.
what we got?
This is your southern infusion of everything rock and horror, served over lavish libations.
I love the libations.
I think we all do.
yeah, and if
And
they,
tonight's sponsors is brought to you by
Shane's Tire, #1 in tire service.
Worth the call.
Yep, worth the call. Absolutely, every time. Gainey's grading and clearing, and also Brock's grading and clearing. Can't go wrong with either one of those for any of your needs in the grading or clearing or driveways or whatever you may need. And also, if you listen to the show, and if there's anything you agree with, don't agree with, or you would like to hear us talk about in the future, send us an email and at guillotines and guitars at gmail.com and give us your ideas of what you would like to hear us talk about.
Or comment on any platform.
or
and let
just
us know.
shut Scott the hell up.
Or just shut Scott the hell up.
He is so informed. He's a cheater.
I don't know that he's a cheater, but he is.
I am not
He
a
is
cheater.
very informative.
He's thinking about plowing fields right now.
He probably is.
No, we're not playing fields. I'm spraying, doing burn down. So
Well, anyway, this is Guillotines and Guitars. We will see you the next cut. We're out.